many students, so many parents, so many teachers, so many mentors, so many engineers, highly experienced people in the field surrounded my projects, and it was, and I didn't realize it at the time, but whenever my mom showed me a photo, it looked like everyone was looking at my project, and I realized the impact that this has not just on the visually impaired community, but on other students as well, in terms of motivating them to get into STEM, get into science, get into research.
I'm gonna go do some Mensa or something.
No, you have to be invited.
I am a Mensa member,
You
actually.
have to be invited.
Get out. Just get out.
Florida's Fourth Estate with hosts Ginger Gadsden and Matt Austin. The show where we bring Florida into focus. Sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
As we round out another amazing year for Florida's Fourth Estate, our best ever, in fact, as we close in on 2 million views on YouTube, we owe a big thanks to a very intelligent young woman who brought us 856,000 views, Ginger.
Love her. Her name is Tiffany Gay, and she is one of the most incredible young people I have ever met. And I've met a lot of young people. She is incredible because she cares about other people and she's inventing things to help the world. You guys really liked her. Someone said, somebody give this woman, this young lady, a full scholarship.
Give it to her now.
Yeah, that had 1,400 likes, that comment. And the world needs more people like this. Well done, young lady. 2 big thumbs up. I would give her more thumbs up if I had more than 2 thumbs. Here is our interview with Tiffany Gay.
What were you doing when you were 16 years old? I personally had just learned how to tie my shoes and was super proud. We have a 16-year-old who is about to make you and your children probably feel bad about themselves, but only because of the amazing things she is doing. And I'm excited to introduce you to her today. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden, but you're not going to care about us in about 5 seconds because we're going to introduce you to Tiffany Gay. She is a sophomore, 16 years old at the Orlando Science School. You are one of those rare individuals where you're doing something locally that will have a global impact. And I don't mean that lightly because you have something on the table right now that could possibly help 2.2 billion visually impaired people. Tiffany, we're so happy to have you here. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes.
I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm humbled by the opportunity to present my project on this large of a scale. But what I developed was a LiDAR navigational system to help people who are visually impaired. And this idea stemmed from experience with a family friend who had a visual impairment, and I watched as her vision degenerated over time. And I wanted to develop a device that was able to help people with visual impairments adapt to their environment through a way that was really comfortable to me, which is through electronics. And I've had a lot of experience developing products like this in the past. And so this is one of the many products I've developed.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, we have to, okay, so if we could take the shot of what we're looking at here, because this is, okay, so these are the many iterations that has taken to get to what is probably not even the final one, I would imagine. So you basically, so tell us how this works. You put this around your head, right, if you're visually impaired, and then it's got little sensors and LiDAR all around it. If you look, you can see this, and it basically senses when something is close by. Explain it better than I can.
Yes. So there are multiple different LiDAR sensors around the brim of the device. And what that's going to do is topographically map the user's environment. So it's understanding it through electronics, right? Those sensors are kind of replicating human vision. And then how is that information going to be relayed to someone who's visually impaired, right? You can't use lights. You can't use something that they can see. So I decided to use what's called haptic feedback. So are you guys familiar?
It's like
vibration.
Vibration,
right?
exactly like what's on your phone. So whenever you're texting someone and you feel those types of, that tactical feedback on your finger, that's a haptic vibration. So I have that haptic all around the brim of the device. So if someone's getting close to an obstacle, it'll start to vibrate in that region of their head.
So, so it tells you which side it is, and does it vibrate harder if you're really close to it?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart.
Why didn't we think of that? I know.
Yeah, she's a lot smarter than that.
And so I've only heard of LiDAR used in like vehicles because it determines the distance you are and helps you brake for cars, right? Is that basically the same thing where you're like near an object and it tells you, okay, slow down, you're too close or whatever? That's how it
Very
works, right?
similar.
When do you think people who are visually impaired will be able to order one of these on Amazon or get it from their doctor and be able to walk around the city?
And get rid of a white cane, because that's one of the things that, it's a stigma for people, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I actually am currently working on the patenting process with my device. So we just got a lawyer. So we're working on the patenting process, which is a very long, extensive process, and I need to do a lot of testing with this device before it's available commercially. I also want to decrease the price because right now it's an estimated $200, but that's really good for medical assisted devices.
I was going to say.
Yes, that's really good for this field, for this industry, but I just want it to be more accessible to more people.
Yeah.
So decreasing the price is a significant change I want to make.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
No, because, okay, I have a niece who is visually impaired, and you didn't know that, and I didn't know what you did until all of this started transforming. And so, and she has a hard time sometimes, and kids aren't really nice to her. But just seeing what you're doing for other people and not even for yourself, like you have good vision, right? But you want to help other people who do not, and you will change lives with something like this. And just hearing that, the non-arrogance and just like, well, this is just what I want to do. I appreciate that, and I know that people all over the world will get to experience this and appreciate that as well. Are you even aware of the impact that you are having on people just like me?
Thank you so much for that. It's humbling the amount of response I've gotten from this device, and sometimes I don't even realize it. Sometimes my mom is like, "Wow, you're really doing something."
Yeah.
And so, something that really made me realize that really recently was my mom had sent me a photo from the district fair, and the district coordinator had called over the intercom saying, "Oh, Tiffany won the Taiwan International Science Fair," which I got so embarrassed. But following that, so many students, so many parents, so many teachers, so many mentors, so many engineers, highly experienced people in the field surrounded my projects, and it was, and I didn't realize it at the time, but whenever my mom showed me a photo, it looked like everyone was looking at my project, and I realized the impact that this has not just on the visually impaired community, but on other students as well, in terms of motivating them to get into STEM, get into science, get into research. I'm also pretty interested in medicine and like chemistry. I really like chemistry, which is slightly a contrast. I want to go into a biomedical engineering field. So I want to work in creating biomedical assistive devices, things like these, to help people who are not just visually impaired, but people who have any form of, disorder or disease.
You are such an incredible young lady. What a bright light you are in this world, and we need way more people like you.
I was sent a video of you in preparation for this. You're just so charismatic.
I have to give credit to my mom for that. She's always pushed me in a supportive way. She's never been super mean to me or anything. She's always pushed me into public speaking, and I've grown a lot of confidence from her as well. So I have to give credit to my parents, both of them, for always pushing me to try my best in every single thing I do, put my best foot forward in every single thing I do. So.
So your mom is actually in this room right now.
Yeah.
She's watching our every move, and she's the most proud parent I think I've ever seen. She whipped these out. I mean, they were all packaged.
I'm asking her to take me in.
Right, I know. So what do you think your parents have done to foster this? Like, obviously they did some things differently than, say, the rest of us parents are doing. So give us some parenting tips.
Since I was younger, they've always just been so passionate about education. And at a young age, I learned that education is very vital if you want to be successful, right? And even whenever I was 6 years old, she was always whenever we were on drives, my dad would just be like, red car, and I would learn about my environment through them. And one time I was in daycare, I was 3 years old, and I was just tired of watching Dora the Explorer. So then my mom called a preparatory school, which was like crazy to me at the time. I'd never gone there. And at 3 years old, I started kindergarten. So I was starting school extremely early, and I was able to get experience to education at a really young age through my parents, and they've always just been so passionate about education.
Tiffany Gay, it has been just amazing
Very
to
nice to
meet
meet you.
Nice to meet you all as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do some Mensa or something.
No, you have to be
I
invited.
am a Mensa member,
You have
actually.
to be invited.
Get out. Just get out. Thank you, Tiffany. Of course, she's a Mensa member. This is Florida's
You think
Fourth
you could
Estate.
just join? Thank you for joining us. I'm Ginger Gadsden, not a Mensa member.
And I'm Matt Austin, never a Mensa member.